Ange has come out and said we want to play football that our supporters love and we have to improve at a greater rate than Arsenal and Manchester City to bridge the gap. Sky Sports have stated that a Spanish club are interested in Ashley Phillips. Véliz on his loan move to Spain. Ange Postecoglou now wants Jed Spence to stay at the club. Various reports are stating that it is expected that Lo Celso, Reguilon, Solomon and Skip will all leave Spurs before the 30th of August deadline. Emerson Royal and his agent have spoken out about moving from Tottenham to AC Milan. The Premier League have stated it will now post on X during games, giving explanations on how decisions have been reached in the Premier League. Ange Postecoglou on Solanke, and Ben Davies is expected to stay at the club beyond the summer.
Chris Cowlin. Fan cams. Club news. Transfer news. Match previews. Legend interviews. Spurs women. Press conferences. Covering everything Tottenham and England.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. So it was announced on Monday by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club that Emerson Royal has joined AC Milan. Now, Emerson Royal, on his move to AC Milan, has come out and said, yes, I've often talked to the club and its representatives. It was always clear that Milan were the best option for me. Milan always believed in me. I am very young, but I have been a leader in every team that I have played for. It's part of my character. I talk to my teammates quite often during training sessions. I want to thank Zlatan for this opportunity and the effect he put into bringing me here. I want to give my best. Zlatan makes a difference worldwide. Everybody knows it. He had an incredible career and has always shown his desire to win. Knowing that sometimes, like Ibra was following me, was a great satisfaction. I want to repay his trust on the pitch. Emerson Royal also said, I got emotional when I entered Milan's museum. It doesn't happen to me so often. I saw all of the trophies that Milan had won. It really was a dream. Emerson Royal's agent has also spoken out about his client moving to AC Milan. Stefano Castagna said, yes, it was long, but we did it. The negotiations lasted a long time because there were two important clubs in the middle and therefore they have to do their job. He has signed for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and when you enter the trophy room there, you will see everyone there. You realise where you are. In any case, it is something big. It is a long-term contract, which is serious, long-term project. Did he choose the number 22 shirt? Well, for the Brazilians, we know what it means. We hope we can do well. An official statement was released by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club on Tuesday afternoon. It states Premier League launches new innovation for VAR. There is a new addition to the VAR process for the 2024-2025 season to better inform supporters and viewers of the refereeing decisions being taken. For the new campaign, which starts in earnest for us on Monday the 19th of August as we make the trip to newly promoted Leicester City, 8 p.m. kickoff, the Premier League will be providing near live explainers and updates on operational and officiating matters for every Premier League match. So in plainer terms, when the video assistant referee intervenes following an incident in the game, the Premier League will now communicate to supporters the facts of the event and explain how the subsequent decision has been reached. As audio of the VAR is not permitted to be broadcast live in football, the explainers will be communicated while social media via X and the Premier League's Match Centre account at PL Match Centre. The account will post factual explanations of on-pitch refereeing decisions and the involvement of the video assistant referee, VAR, including the role of technology in the decision-making process. Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou has spoken out about new signing Dominic Solanke. He said, we have got him in at a really good time of his career. He has had to work his way back up, which I always think is a good thing. Sometimes when careers go smoothly, you wonder how people will handle setbacks, but he has had setbacks early in his career. He has fought his way back and has become a really good Premier League striker now. He is really keen to push on, he wants to improve and wants to make an impact, so I think it's a great time for us to bring him in now. Recently, Ange was interviewed on the Men in Blazers podcast. He said, "We finished 5th, but we don't look at that. I look at how we finished 20 odd points behind the top team, and that is a big gap. We have got to bridge that gap. Arsenal and Manchester City are not going to stand still. They are going to get better. So what we have to do is improve at a greater rate than them. That is our challenge. I'm not putting limits on us. I want us to play the football that we want to play on a consistent basis. I came here to bring success to the club. I've had success just about everywhere I have been. Success means trophies, and there has to be our aim. Underpinning that is to play football that everyone talks about and that our supporters love." Sky Sports have just reported that Spurs are willing to let centre-back Ashley Phillips go out on loan for the 2024-2025 season. They have stated that the Liga club Getafe are one of the clubs among those interested in signing the centre-back in the next couple of weeks. The Boot Room have just reported that Spurs are open to letting a number of players leave before the 30th of August deadline, including Giovanni Lo Celso, Manor Solomon, Sergio Reguilon and Oliver Skipp. Spurs striker Aleko Véliz has spoken out about his move to Espanyol on loan for the 2024-2025 season. He said, "Since my agents told me that this was a possibility and it existed, I told them to push hard because I wanted to come here." He then went on to say, "I want to settle in this club. I'm not thinking about just staying up because we want to do something better, about having a good season and taking the team as high up as possible." Véliz then went on to say, "I had the opportunity to speak with the coach and that was the clincher for me. When he explained his tactics to me, it gave me confidence. He told me that he saw me as a point of reference up front and I told him that I was really looking forward to doing my best to help the whole team. Wearing the number 9 shirt doesn't put pressure on me. It's a very important number because of everything it entails. But I feel ready and eager to get started." The Football Insider have just reported that Ben Davies is now likely to see out his final year of his contract at Tottenham. The 31-year-old wants to stay at Spurs for the 2024-2025 campaign, despite entering the last 12 months of his deal at the club. The Football Insider have stated that sources at Spurs say Postecoglou has no concerns about keeping Davies on at Tottenham as he is a valuable squad member. The Wales international was named in the starting lineup for the Lily Whites' last pre-season friendly against Bayern Munich on Saturday, the 10th of August. The report also states that Spurs are leaning towards keeping Ben Davies despite their need to trim the squad and balance the books in an expensive summer transfer window. Emerson Royal and Joe Rodon have already left the club for fees, with stars like Ryan Sessegnon and Tanguy Ndombele leaving the club on free transfers. On Tuesday, many reports were published in Portugal, France and England, and they all stated that Tottenham have opened talks with Monaco about Brazilian right-back Vanderson, and the French club are demanding €40 million from Tottenham. Reports in France have stated that Tottenham target Vanderson following Emerson Royal departure, but Football.London have since rubbished those reports, stating that those reports are wide of the mark, and also wide of the mark are reports linking Tottenham to Manchester City right-back Issa Kabore. Football.London have also stated that Ange Postecoglou now wants Jed Spence to stay at the club beyond the summer transfer deadline on the 30th of August. He wants the right-back to be a part of the Tottenham Hotspur squad, and Ange Postecoglou and the staff have been impressed with his application, ability and attitude during pre-season. Former Spurs midfielder Harry Winks has spoken out about the Leicester v Spurs game, which of course takes place on Monday evening, 8 p.m. kickoff. He's come out and said, "It's a game I'm really looking forward to. My family will be there. I will be competing against ex-teammates and staff. It will be nice to see some of them. I'm focused on trying to win the game." Tottenham Hotspur captain Heung-min Son has come out and said, there is only one thing on my mind right now. I want to win a trophy at Spurs. I would do anything for this. The Daily Mail have just reported that MLS side Charlotte FC have inquired about signing Tottenham Hotspur midfielder Giovanni Lo Celso, as the Argentina international is surplus to requirements at Tottenham. Other reports are stating that Aston Villa and Real Betis remain interested in the Argentina international, but Spurs want to sell him this summer, not another loan. It must be a sell. Sports agent Dan Whitcoop has come out and said that Tottenham midfielder Tyrese Hall is wanted by a number of EFL sides right now. He is expected to go out on loan this month, with Spurs wanting him to play games. Several Championship and League One clubs have declared an interest. Now, a couple of football pundits have spoken out about Spurs signing Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth, worth £65 million. Micah Richards has come out and said he will definitely give Spurs a better option. He has got good movement. The only thing I will say, not to be negative, but the Bournemouth team was built around him. But I do think he will be a good signing. Simon Jordan on TalkSport come out and said, I'm surprised that Spurs have spent that kind of money on him. I think Ivan Toney would have done a better job than Solanke, but maybe there is an economic reason around the deal. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode, and I will keep this short and brief because some people have already commented saying I've said a lot of this stuff before and I don't want to keep repeating myself. It's going to be boring for you listening to it and watching it. Ange Postecoglou stating we want to play our football that supporters love. I think he's given some of that already. You know, the turnaround of attitude, the turnaround at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last season. It was a very, very different stadium to when we played under the likes of Jose and Antonio Conte. You know, a number of fans saying we've got our Tottenham back and that entertaining style. We want to see that again this coming season. And I completely agree with Ange Postecoglou. We have to improve at a greater rate than our rivals and, you know, teams that are kind of running away with it. Manchester City being one. Arsenal have really improved in the last couple of years. Have pretty much taken Manchester City to the very end in the last couple of seasons. Some people would call it bottling it, but I'll stick to the professional way. You know, they've come close and they have improved. And, of course, Arsenal have strengthened yet again. But Spurs do need to keep improving. The board need to keep giving Ange Postecoglou the players that he needs in the transfer windows. Of course, Ange is then introducing young players as well. And, of course, there needs to be growth in the team. There needs to be that improvement from every single player. So that fine mix of bringing in new signings, introducing the young players and the improvement on the pitch from the existing players. If all three come together nicely, then, of course, you know, the team and a squad can be successful. That is the hope anyway, and that is exactly what Ange Postecoglou is working towards. Heung-min Son has come out and said he wants to win a trophy. There is nothing more he wants. Absolutely, I feel exactly the same, and he would do anything for it. As I've said on this channel so many times, and as I've said, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but the amount of quality players that have been and gone, you know, at the football club in the last, 16 years that we haven't won a trophy is unbelievable. It has to happen at some point. Lo Celso, Reguilon, Solomon and Skip are expected to go out the door before the 30th of August deadline. I would fully expect Giovanni Lo Celso to go out the door, as I've said before. Reguilon, you know, surprisingly, Barcelona are interested, and it looks like that deal might even happen in the next couple of weeks. That is going to be an interesting one. Véliz on his loan move to Espanyol. Now, of course, he went out on loan last year, was given the indication, or Spurs were certainly given the indication that he would be playing week in, week out. That didn't happen. You know, when players like this go out on loan, it's so important for their development. They get the game time. I just hope that he does get it in La Liga and takes his opportunity, you know, every single minute that he plays. You know, he's wearing the number 9 shirt. He must be super excited. Ange Postecoglou wants Jed Spence to stay at the football club. Fully deserved. Fully deserved, in my opinion. This has been such a turnaround, such a U-turn at the football club. Only a couple of weeks ago, it looked like he was going to be sold to Genoa. and Genoa didn't want to pay the money that was agreed in a contract, in a deal. Didn't want to know. They wanted Jed Spence on the cheap, and this could actually work out in Tottenham's favour. He has certainly grabbed his opportunity, which is absolutely fantastic to see. And apparently, Ange Postecoglou and all of the coaching staff have been, really impressed with his attitude, his application, and his ability, which is really, really nice to see. So that's going to be an interesting one. Of course, there are going to be a lot more games this season in the Europa League. 8 games at least in the Europa League in the group stages. Let's hope that we can go far in the FA Cup and the League Cup, and all of these players like Jed Spence can get the game time, as well as Pedro Porro. But it saves Tottenham another transfer as well, because of course Emerson Royal has just gone out the door. Emerson has been talking about trophies. His agent has been talking about trophies, and I think that some people have just been a little bit frustrated hearing and reading some of these comments from him. I understand, he's got a big move to a big club, but let's face it, as much as I thought that Emerson Royal did a fairly decent job for us last season, he didn't start off too well, and he's not Roberto Carlos. So, with some of these comments, about being a leader on the pitch and, blah, 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 I don't really buy a lot of that. Just for me, a lot of the time is, forget all this talking. Just do your talking on the pitch. Show us exactly what you can do. And I think that for a footballer, it's like, just do your talking on the pitch. Stop doing all this talking. Bigging yourself up and saying I'm this, I'm that, and I'm a leader. I don't think people need to come out and say I am a leader. It's natural. You just are a leader, and people see that you are a leader. Anyway, I just wish Emerson Royal all of the very best at AC Milan. I'm sure that AC Milan will be successful, and I'm sure sometime in the future Emerson Royal will be lifting trophies for them. He is probably super excited about joining a club like them. And when you do go in the museums of these clubs, it is a wow. I've been there. I've done the tour of Milan. I've done the tour of Real Madrid. I've done the tour of Barcelona. I've done the tour around most stadiums actually around Europe. And when you go into some of these trophy cabinets, my God, you feel very jealous. It's like, wow, oh my God, all of these trophies. So I've no doubt that Emerson Royal had a bit of a shock when he saw all those trophies, because we are still waiting for our museum. Spurs have won a lot of trophies in our history, but it would be great for us supporters to go into somewhere like a museum. It was originally planned at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but from what I understand, it's not going to be happening now. Which I think is a massive shame. Ange Postecoglou on Dominic Solanke, saying that we've signed him at the right time. As I said on the previous episode, I think that he is a really decent player, great finisher, great work rate, great presser. And I just hope that he hits the ground running, starts really, really well in our Premier League campaign. Hopefully he'll make his debut on Monday night against Leicester. Perhaps get a goal or two and get off to a flying start. That would be great. Ben Davies to stay at Spurs for the coming season. This isn't news for me, really. Ange Postecoglou thinks such a lot of Ben Davies. One of the senior players as well, doing coaching badges. Always fits in and always gives Spurs a performance. He's been at the club for 10 years now, and I think that he gets a lot of unfair criticism at times. And I think Ange Postecoglou has said exactly the same thing. The Premier League has stated that it will now post on X during the games, giving explanations of how decisions have been reached. I tell you what, this is a great thing to happen, actually. And I think that all of us fans have opinions on how VAR is explained or dealt with or not explained. What my bugbear is a lot of the time is when I'm in the stadium, either at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or at away games, decisions are being made and the people inside the stadium have absolutely no idea what is going on. I thought that Euro 2024 was absolutely fantastic. They put full descriptions, explanations on the screens inside the stadiums. Everyone knew exactly what was going on, why those decisions were made, and why they came to that decision. It was really, really good. And I actually said at the time, why don't the Premier League do something like that? So it is a step in the right direction. I think there is a long way to go with VAR and how they explain things, and what they say and what they don't do inside stadiums and people at home and people watching. So this is the first step, which hopefully they will carry on changing it. Hopefully they will carry on improving it, and hopefully they will hurry up decision making as well. Because again, I'll refer back to Euro 2024. I thought the officiating during that tournament and the decision making and the speed of everything, and as I said, the explanations I thought were excellent. So hopefully the Premier League can learn from that competition. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe and well. Come on, you Spurs.